Boom! What's up, everybody? It's your boy Nolan Hawkeye Anthony here, back for another version of the watch along. It seems you guys enjoy that. I enjoy doing it. I mean, and the funny thing is if I'm gonna watch it again, why not record it? Why not? Screw it. It's not like there's anything terrible in this. So, before we watch this again. I want to mention going to 247hawkeye.com, phenomenal Hawkeye content. I'm so grateful for just how big it's grown in a couple of years. Quite frankly, I used to not like asking this, but if you want to support us and you're willing to support us, just go. I'll put the link in the description. I have a PayPal. I may even get a Patreon. We'll see. And you can support us. And I'll give you an example of it. If somebody puts it, let's say somebody put in $250. By the way, we're doing a watch long for Iowa at Wisconsin, 2015 Iowa at Wisconsin. If somebody puts in $250, that's enough for me to go to Iowa versus Wisconsin in 2021 and get more content that you guys can support and enjoy. I like that stuff. The best place to find me is obviously Facebook, Nolan Hawkeye Anthony, but you can also go to Twitter and Parler at 247 Hawkeye, and then Instagram at official 247hawkeye.com page. All right, let's get into this. All right. This game was massive for many reasons. Iowa had not beaten Wisconsin in a few years. Wisconsin had all of the momentum. And, the reality is that Iowa and Wisconsin are mirror images of each other. And if you really think about it, at this point in time, 2021, if you look at the Big Ten West, okay, the Big Ten West is mirrored off of Kirk Ferentz and the Hawkeyes. Northwestern, they play strong defense. They run the football. They don't do anything fancy. Wisconsin, run the football, play good defense. They don't do nothing fancy. What else we got? Minnesota. Minnesota might be a little bit more dynamic and stretchy out. Really, the only team. Illinois tried it, but they sucked at spreading it out. I'm actually kind of surprised Lovie Smith wasn't better, but it's Purdue, and quite frankly, Purdue has had under Braum. They've had some decent moments, but it's really like this at the bottom. Then they go like this. Then they go back down. They've been consistently 4, 5, 6 wins. Same thing with Nebraska. The funny thing is Iowa and Wisconsin are what Nebraska used to be. Now Nebraska is not that, and they suck. So, it's very interesting. But my point is that Iowa has shaped the Big Ten. Brett Bielema, when he went to Wisconsin, mirrored the program after Iowa and what Iowa does. And I think that that's awesome. All right, let's watch this video. And I'm gonna give this guy credit, might as well. The Hawkeye historian, maybe me, hey dude, if you want to hook up and get some content, I'm all down for it. You got good stuff. I like it. All right, this game was massive because Iowa was 4-0. They had beaten Iowa State and Pittsburgh, and they weren't ranked yet. And this was the game that everybody was saying, okay, we're going to see how good Iowa is, how good Iowa really is. When in reality, when you go back and you really think about it, had they lost this game, they had showed they were a top 25 team before this game, okay? But, also Iowa was not what Iowa is right now in the eyes of the media and things like that. They had some work to do. And this was the game that if they could get it done was going to show that they were for real in the Big Ten. And I'll say this also.
And usually Iowa and Wisconsin, however that game goes, that's how the Big Ten West goes. I'll also say this. Iowa, plain and simple, folks, they needed this win, okay? Wisconsin had taken the momentum big time. They were the top of the Big Ten, and Iowa, in sports, I'm the Division I water polo guy that talks about football and basketball. In sports, and in life, you do need to some people view it as obstacles in the road. You can just go around it as opposed to figuring out a way to go over it. And I'm somebody who believes wholeheartedly that you have to go over it. And that was Wisconsin. Iowa had to go over them and beat them and do their thing. There was actually another point that I wanted to make. I forgot about it. But all right, guys, here it is. And this is what it was. I loved that it was the first Big Ten game of the year for the Hawkeyes and Wisconsin. I love that that format. At the end of the season, it's awesome as well. But at the beginning of the season, it's just, I don't know, it feels more lighthearted and more, not as stressful, but it's a big game still, but it's not as stressful. I like that. Now, obviously, you can't do that because ratings and all that stuff. As long as politics stay out, college football should be okay. But you need the game at the end of the season. But I actually really liked that this was a beginning of the season game for Iowa. All right, without further ado, let's get into this.
For the 89th meeting between Iowa and Wisconsin, a series that dates back to 1894. And the highly coveted Heartland Trophy will be up for grabs. Wisconsin opens with a 3-0 lead and 1st and 10.
Also, there is nothing better. I'll say this plainly. As someone who played Division I water polo, okay, it sucks playing games in the morning when you play water polo, unless it's an indoor pool. But even then, it kind of sucks because, I don't know, indoor pools are not fun to play in. Well, they're fine, but outdoor pools are more fun, in my opinion, because the water is different, the air is different. Anyways, there is nothing like a morning kickoff with the Big Ten. It's not completely cold yet. It's cold, but it's not really cold. And there's just this really warm feeling that surrounds the morning type game. You got your hoodie on, you got your gear on, and you feel comfortable, you feel good. It's just awesome.
From their own 11-yard line.
Stuffed. Drew Ott, man, he was the real deal. It sucks what happened to him. That is probably, it's easily one of the saddest, and he obviously he wouldn't want me or anybody to feel sorry for him, but it sucks, I think had he been given an NFL shot, he would have made the best of it, and he would have become a starter. He was that talented, guys.
Stopped in the backfield, Drew Ott, one of the playmakers on that Iowa defense, tackle for the loss.
It's the big man that you need if you're going to run this 3-4 scheme, and really impressive.
Yeah, Iowa and Wisconsin do a phenomenal job of developing these. In high school, they're like 6'4", 210 pounds. Okay, which is, folks, I'm 6 foot. And sometimes if I don't watch my weight, I can approach 200, okay? So that just shows you how skinny they are. And then, they just bulk them up. They got, huge arms. Their lower body is thin so that they can be mobile, and they got a big upper body.
To be just a true freshman. And how about this call here? Conservative, just put 3 on the board. Not when you're on the road and not when you feel great about your quarterback. This decision is because of the confidence they have in C.J. Beathard. Iowa 3 for 4 so far this season, going for on 4th down. Terry, the back is split out to the left.
In hindsight, okay, I don't know. You could have just taken the 3 points and tied it up. Ferentz had no way to know how close this game was actually going to be. But in my opinion, there is something to be said about showing you're not saying that you're going to be aggressive, showing that you're aggressive. There was just nothing there. Nothing. Just nothing there, guys. Nothing. Nothing. And also, if you don't get it, you have Wisconsin pinned. Iowa always feels good about their defense. Here's the deal, folks. If you get inside the 40, okay, unless it's like a 4th and 7, I'm somebody that, and you have a good defense, I'm someone that tends to believe you should go for it on 4th down at least 2 times a game. Because, if you have a good defense, if you don't get it, the opposing team has the ball where they would get it anyways. Because they're going to get the ball at about the 25. Where Wisconsin had the ball after Iowa didn't get it. If that would have been a punt, that would have been considered a phenomenal punt. Look at this guy, Raphael Gaglianoni. Gaglianoni.
Thank you. Good from 46. This from 42 yards away. A 50-yarder against Iowa last year. So we know he has it.
Shanked.
No. Not this time. Now 3 for 5 so far, converting 3rd downs. Beathard standing at his own 25. No pressure at all. Has time for coffee and run. And with all that time, he's intercepted.
Tons of time. Bad call by Beathard. Probably should just he should have just tucked it and went for it. Let's. I want to go back and look at that. See if he had some space. Yeah, he had an avenue right there to run. And yes, it would have been close for him to get the 1st down, but it would have been better than that. So. Oh, yeah, I forgot. There's a flag. Hands to the face, baby.
There is a flag down. We'll check that.
Could be hands to the face, possibly. Let's take a look here.
Beathard had so much time.
I think he's going to catch a break here.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Defense number 41. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic. 1st down.
That's like one of those plays. What? 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 Okay.
This is the right call. It's awfully close. You're going to see.
I'm blanking on the announcer's name. It's like Craig or Brad. I think it's Brad. I think that's his name, Brad.
Right here, Jesse Hayes, the redshirt senior, and it starts at the throat, but it is coming. Ooh, that is awfully close.
Marshall Kane. He's on to attempt a 27-yard field goal.
Yeah, Marshall Kane had quite the leg, but he did struggle. Not struggle's the wrong word, but he was not as lethal in shorter kicks. there is something to be said about the idea that Iowa should have went with Keith Duncan for anything inside 30 yards and then Marshall Kane outward. But, I tend to believe that you need to go with one guy and let him go so that he has the confidence.
From 27. Second down and 6. Hill stays in there as the lone setback.
Cole Fisher. If you guys listen to me often, I talk about how it's always better to just stick it out instead of transferring. Cole Fisher is an example. You have Cole Fisher, Bo Bauer, Nick Neiman, Jack Hockaday, all these senior linebackers, Barrington Wade, that just make it. It's better to just stay put.
Scotty looking to throw the whole way. He throws it to the wrong team. It's Desmond King.
Yeah, baby.
Forced down at the 30-yard line. Desmond King, who already led the team with 3 interceptions.
Stave was a decent quarterback. He was decent. You know what? Screw it. Let's look at his stats. Let's take a look-see at his stats. Gosh, I'm sorry you guys have to see that. I'm not purposely doing that. Let's take a look. Yeah, Joel Stave. 6'5", 230, classic. Big Ten quarterback. I mean, he was in the league for a little while. He stuck. I don't think he got drafted. I'm curious what his stats were at Wisconsin. Dang, this guy was a starter for 41 games. 41 games. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, guys, he was a starter for Wisconsin pretty much his entire career. I mean, he redshirted and then he got it. And he was 31-10 as a starting quarterback. 31-10. Wow. His best year was the 22 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Wisconsin just had such good running backs. And this year that Iowa beat Wisconsin still won 10 games. So, I mean, come on.
Comes up with his 4th of the season. 2 interceptions in the Pittsburgh game on the first 2 possessions by the Panthers. So great field possession now for Iowa. Looks like Beathard's changing the play at the line of scrimmage. And checks it away. Off to Ziri. Has some running room. Makes a cut. And he's brought down at the 11-yard line. 19-yard gain. Didn't look like that much was there.
Boy, this is amazing. Look at this clock, this first half, with 2 teams that love to possess the ball. They run it. Quarterbacks have been fairly efficient other than Stavi's interception.
D. King, Miles Taylor, and D. King.
Go to halftime to really gain some of what coaches always talk about, that critical energy and momentum coming in and out of halftime.
Yeah, this was a good play call, and Iowa needed this.
3 tight ends now on first.
George Kittle going in motion. See ya!
He's going to throw it, and it's caught wide open with George Kittle.
See ya!
And Iowa's on the board. That's the first touchdown allowed by Wisconsin.
Let's see what Stave's recruiting profile was, just for shites and gigs. Joel Stave recruiting. Who knows? Maybe he's a walk-on. Never know. From Milwaukee. I've never been to Milwaukee. I've been through Wisconsin. What is that? Yeah, he was a walk-on. That's what I thought. Wow. That's what I thought. He was a walk-on. Wow. Okay. And he chose to play for Wisconsin. I mean, I don't think Iowa fans really give a dang about this, but it's still interesting. Wow. Okay. Listen, guys, I always say it, just because a guy's a walk-on, once you get on campus, it's all even, baby. The coaches are going to play who needs to play. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Look at that guy. Yeah.
Stabby sends the man in motion. On first down and 10. Got pressure from the backside. Didn't feel it. Loose ball. And who's got it? The Iowa bench is going wild. Hawkeyes have the
Let's go. Look at Drew up, baby. Yeah.
football.
I forgot that was even going to happen right there.
A dramatic turn of events here at Camp Randall Stadium. Be a sure thing. 33-yard attempt for Marshall Kane, who's already missed from 27, but this one is good. With 63 seconds left in the half. 10-3 Iowa.
Look at that. That's just good leadership. I've always loved. I've tried to be this. Listen. At the end of the day, you just got to be who you are, have fun, and you look at Drew Ott. He's just like, "What's good? What's good? Let's go. High fives all around, baby."
Tipped the ball in the air, nearly leading to the interception. 1 for 5 on third down conversions. Wisconsin needs to pick that up. Trying to drop it in, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond King and his second interception.
D King. I mean, it just wasn't there, but listen, yeah, but I don't really care anymore. Yeah, somebody's copycatting my website, and I posted something. I probably should delete it. Let's screw it. Let's just delete it. I'm gonna get rid of it. Because people love drama. Let's see if I can just get rid of it. Oh, okay. It hasn't got as much play as I thought. That's good. All right, fair enough.
Of the game, of the season to take over the Big Ten lead. A win here in Madison, gotta think puts them into the top 25. Oh,
CJ got drilled. Woo! He got drilled on that. And then it sucks, he didn't even, his wide receiver didn't even help him out. Watch this.
into the top 25.
Boom!
Oh, Bethard was rocked.
Yeah, it was pretty long. Krager Colby wasn't, Noah Fant. But dang, he got drilled. Yeah, if you look at it, he had enough time to make that throw and still get drilled.
Interception. Schobert applying the pressure on Bethard. It's the first turnover of the day. Forced by Wisconsin.
Yeah, he got drilled. Yeah, Kirk Ferentz is like, "You all right, dude?" Because that looked like it hurt from the sidelines, dude.
Avoiding the sack actually gives you a chance.
Look at Gaglianoni.
Nice job there by Stabby, limiting the damage.
Gaglianoni.
And setting up our guy Rafael up for the field goal.
Rafael Gaglianoni.
Take a shot at it, huh? He's good from 46.
Gaglianoni.
He missed from 42. This from 46 again to make it a little closer. On the way, and it is good. Rafael Gaglianoni gets it done.
I've never understood that high five. Like, I get it. It's a warm up. It's like a warrior thing, like, type thing. But, if that was a thing when I was in college, I wouldn't do it because I wouldn't want to get injured. I hated getting injured. I always wanted to feel good, baby. And that just is like,
It looked really close.
It's short. It's short.
It's really close. Possibly take the risk to keep you sneak at your own 26 in a matchup you've not won.
Oh, yeah.
3 times. Your last win in the series in this building in 2009. Possibly you did it earlier. QB sneak down at the goal line.
By the way, I haven't done this yet, but let's look at the recruiting classes that made this 2015 team. All right. And 2016. All right. Let's take a look. Let's go Iowa recruiting 2013. Okay. And listen, you know, Iowa had that 2009, 2010 seasons, and 2011 was solid. I mean, they didn't do as good as they should have. That's probably the 2011 and 2016 are probably the most underwhelming seasons Iowa has had as a team. They should have done way better. But that set up the recruiting for, you know, what I'm about to pull up here. 247 has them as 56th best. You know, John Wisniewski, he didn't end up being what, you know, he could have been. A lot of these guys, I don't even. Sean Welsh was a part of the 2015 team. You know, a lot of these guys did not play. Derek Mitchell Jr. played a little bit. There's Desmond King, LaShawn Daniels, Budgeta played. Damon Powell actually did play. Ike Boker played. Matt Vandenberg played. Josie Jewell played. Akram Wadley played. You know, it's funny. The lowest rated guys are the guys who actually played. You know, let's see how did the 2000, let's see what they say. Oh, just Peter Jock. No, I don't. Peter Jock did great for Iowa. I mean, geez Louise, did he do good? I mean, he was a starter all the years, and then he was one of the best Big Ten players his senior year, almost single-handedly. See, this isn't going to work. I'm telling you guys that this paying for stuff is not going to work. Or paying for stuff. The subscription style stuff will not work. All right, let's see. Well, this is just their opinion, okay? We can look at it ourselves. I don't really give a dang what the Gazette thinks on, you know, if it worked out. 53rd best class. Reggie Spearman was, you know, one of the top-rated guys, and he worked out for Iowa for a while, and then he got into trouble and it didn't work. You know, like I said, Josie Jewell was solid. Desmond King, LaShawn Daniels, Damon Powell, Matt Vandenberg, who is actually a gray shirt, Ike Boker, Derek Mitchell Jr. I don't really know why he decided to leave. If I'm not mistaken, he may have passed away too. Hold on. Let's see here. I think he died. Yeah, that sucks. So sad. Sean Welsh, very solid for Iowa. Nate Budgeta played. Let's look at 2012, because usually that's the, you know, the classes that do well. Sometimes, you know, a couple years before. George Kittle obviously did good. CJ Beathard obviously did good. Nate Meyer outperformed his stuff tremendously. Greg Garman did good, but he, geez, that guy just such a sad career, really. But I don't even really care to get into it. Tavon Smith did phenomenal. I mean, not phenomenal. He did good. Faith Ikakati, he didn't do as good as he should have. I mean, he was physically great. It just never fully came together for him. Faith Ikakati. Greg Maben did solid. Jaleel Johnson, obviously great. Maurice Fleming Jr. did good. His problem was, he wasn't necessarily good enough to beat out Greg Maben, but he was still good. And he ended up going to West Virginia. Drew Ott, awesome. So there it is. All right, let's keep watching the game. It's crazy, those two classes. Number one, Iowa didn't even really take advantage of their fantastic years. But the 53rd and 43rd ranked recruiting class, and they just do so much better. And I've always said this, as long as Iowa is top 50 in recruiting, they will always, sometimes I say top 40, they will always be top of the Big Ten West. They will find a way.
Joe Flacco's quarterback sneak the other night.
Wow, that was a poor effort.
Tom Brady gets it every time. So what, 4th and an inch, maybe 2?
Looks like we will have a little review of exactly where that contact was.
Too important of a play.
Oh, come on. By the way, guys, listen to the NHA podcast. Enjoy it. It's growing like gangbuster. SoundCloud, 131 listens, 159, 117, 192, 208, 213, 154, 218, 166, 154. So yeah, it's growing thanks to you guys, truthfully. So, gosh darn it. Let's go back here. Oh, this is just the reviews, I think. That's such a bang play.
Coach wants to know what he's going to do already.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. 4th down.
Hold on, guys. I'm going to grab something.
You're going for it. And you know what? See, tell me, for the win. 4th and an inch from their own 25 and a half with a 4-point lead. What's the pile?
By the way, guys, I'm also going to do, my take on the schedule thing. It hasn't gotten a ton of views. I mean, it's gotten 1,000, so I don't know if I'll do it. Really what I'm looking for are watched videos by Iowa fans and doing commentary on it. However, what I'd rather do is myself as an Iowa fan come up with a projection thing. But I don't know. I did do broadcasting in high school. To date, probably the most profitable class I've taken, but I don't really remember how to edit and get those things in there. And if somebody knows how, hit me up. I'm on Facebook, Nolan Hawkeye Anthony, 247hawkeye.com. So, if I can't figure that out, then I'm just going to do a review of the other guy's schedule projection.
It's the 1st down.
It's so funny. In football, you have all of that just for that. It's crazy. Whereas like in water polo or basketball, there's none of that. None of that. I mean, everything is just boom, 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 boom. It's here, play, done. Here, play, done. It's how it is. So bad. He should have just gotten away, thrown that thing away. Throw that thing away, dude.
Wisconsin says they have it. And they do. Joe Schobert recovers. TJ Edwards knocking it away from CJ Beathard. How about those two back-to-back plays?
Setting up an enormous and biggest third down to date.
Okay.
Single step back to the right of Stabby.
Is Agumbawala? Oh, no, he's the running back. I think, or is he the tight end? Let's take a look. I want to see Wisconsin 2015 roster. You ever notice how the media, and listen, I do, blogs and articles and for 247hawkeye.com, and, easily. And I try not to do this. What I do is I always do Iowa Hawkeye football, Iowa Hawkeye basketball, because that gets a lot of search results. And I try not to lead you guys on with some BS in the title. I try and say what I wrote about. I'm not always perfect, but I do know for a fact that you can use a picture and a title that can grab a bunch of people into an article that has nothing to do with the picture or the thing, and it gets a click. And so my point is that, and then, so even more than that, based on the picture, okay, I'll give you an example. Let's take Luka Garza having a bad game, okay? If I want to spin it, I can put him like, doing something like this, or like going like this, or dunking on somebody, and then people will go into it thinking positively, even though he had a terrible game, even though he didn't have very many of those. But my point is, you can spin it. All right. Wow, with a 10-win season, they finished 21st. That's crazy. There's not a lot of respect for the Big Ten West. I don't know why that is. I think there's more now. Let's look at. They lost to Alabama, not by a lot. Well, by a decent amount, but hell, USC lost by 40. Just dominated on defense, only allowing 3 points in their next 3 games. I mean, obviously the teams were mediocre. And then, we know the score of the Iowa game. I'm not going to say it right now until the game's over. They only lost to Northwestern after that. That's the only loss that they had out after Iowa. Let's see the players that they had. See, usually they have like guys that made it to the NFL. They had 2 guys drafted, Joe Schobert and Derek Watt. I wonder if Derek Watt's still in the league. Yeah, for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Still there. Wow, 3-year, $9.75 million. And he's a fullback? What is he? Yeah, he's a fullback. He's a fullback. All right, let's go back. Huge point in this game. And by the way, folks, you know, I haven't talked about it as much as I should have in this video, but this game was so important, guys. It really was. Now, could Iowa have lost this game? Yes. You know, they still would have won the Big Ten. But this game was just so freaking important. And just, you know, this was defense at its finest. The offenses were not great, but they weren't awful either. If you look at, let's go back and let's look at Wisconsin. Let's look at the points that they put on the board in the other games. 58, 28, 28, 23, 24. Well, yeah, not great. So, yeah, not great offenses, but, you know, to me, it just shows how good the defenses were.
See if a fourth down decision has to be made here, trailing by.
And I think, you know, just giving you guys how much Wisconsin scored, I think that was the difference between Iowa and Wisconsin in this particular year. Iowa was better offensively. You know, if I pick Iowa here, geez, after they lost, they dropped so far, but they did lose 2 in a row. I mean, 31, 31, 27, 62, 29, 40, 31, 35. I mean, look at this. In the Big Ten, outside of the game against Nebraska, they put up more than 30 points in every game. That was the difference right there. And this wasn't even one of the best Iowa defenses.
4. Stabby. In and out of the hands, and there is a flag.
Terrible. I remember when that happened, I was so mad.
Couldn't hang on. Desmond King on the coverage. And that time, it might have been flagged. The officials huddle. Ooh, and that is close. He's running the route better than Peavy does.
I mean, yeah,
he's a little bit of
as Brad is saying, he's running the route so good that he was there.
Contact, and we have seen this today.
see the reaction.
Pass interference.
Come on, man. This was so awesome. Let's watch this. Let's watch this in slow-mo.
First time in the red zone though this afternoon.
I remember I watched this at least 30 times to see what exactly had happened. Was there incredible push? What was there? And right there, I can't really see anything. Not a ton of push. If you look at the center, you know, they actually, the offensive line has some good push there.
Sense winning typically football.
First time in the red zone though this afternoon.
Just unlucky. Now, okay.
Still out.
Here's where the good push is by Nate Meyer, because had he been able to hand the ball off, that would have been a loss of 2-3 yards. That's where the good push was. I mean, look at this. You know, not phenomenal. Maybe he could have made Nate Meyer miss, but look at that push right there. Look at that push. I mean, Nate Meyer is 2 yards ahead, or for Wisconsin, he's in negative territory for Wisconsin. So that was good push by Nate Meyer. I mean, look at that. Look at where he's at. It's already a yard. So had that been a clean handoff, maybe it would have been a loss of 1, maybe 2. Who knows? Even, and I'm pretty sure the guy, hold on. No, he never had the ball. But had he actually had the ball and that would have been clean, he could have been blasted for a fumble anyways. You know, Wisconsin people were saying, oh, we would have won if it wasn't for that unlucky, trip. But the reality is that Wisconsin, as you'll see, still had a chance.
First time in the red zone though this afternoon. Loose ball.
And they could have fallen on it, and they didn't. That is still a good play by Iowa. Good play by Nate Meyer. So was it a little unlucky? Yes, but it still required Iowa making a play, and they did.
Still out. All sorts of problems with the exchange. Iowa says they have it. You do have all 3 timeouts remaining, but still. Here's Stabby. The pocket collapses.
Stuffed. Look at Cole Fisher, senior guy getting some PT.
Found him, and he is dropped to the 40-yard line. Cole Fisher, who had 2 sacks previous, will add to that total.
No, I don't think so, Steve. I would disagree just because of this right here. They're going to try to force that early throw, and they've hit you constantly in these downs.
This is it. Well, no, this isn't it.
Stabby, pressure coming late, and lofts it in.
It's a good play. But they need a touchdown,
Perfectly to Reggie Long.
I don't know what happened in the coverage though. Let's see what happened in the coverage. I think it's this guy. No, it's this guy right here. Right there. Yeah, we can't see what happened, so.
Perfectly to Reggie Long. Just what the doctor ordered for Wisconsin. Gain of 26. It's 3rd down. Stabby has a man, but he's short of the first down marker.
Fumagalli is. Let's see if he's still in the league, or if he is in the league. Yeah, he's with the Broncos, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, in the overall, the top tight end schools, I would say right now Iowa's number 1 because they're going to have Sam Laporte to go. And then I also think Sean Byer has a really good shot at being drafted in the 6th or 7th round, which that would give Iowa 4 tight ends in the NFL. Notre Dame is up there. Wisconsin is up there. But, I can't really think the thing that separates Iowa is, number 1, the record of having 2 first-round tight ends from the same school. But also that the tight ends that are in the league are top 10 tight ends in the league. Oh, he's practice squad. So he's not, for sure up in there. 2nd stint. So I don't even know if he's still in the league. Well, no, the last one, that was, 2020. All right.
He's bumped out by Cole Fisher.
This is it. This is the play right here. This is it.
The clock is running. There is still plenty of time. This 4th down call is everything. Make sure everybody's on the same page, even though the hometown faithful, you can hear some of the panic. A lot of shifting. This is 4th and 2. What are you going to do?
Good call. A lot of fans don't like that. They think that it allows the offense to set up something. Here's the deal. Your defense is in its base regardless. The only difference is what kind of pressure you're going to come with. And maybe some trick coverage. But what it does is it allows your defense to catch its breath, calm the F down, and settle down.
It's like Iowa. The 5th-year senior. Here's your ball game. As of now, 4th and 2.
See, look at that. They went man. And they brought a lot of pressure. The
fifth-year senior. Here's your ball game. As of now, 4th and 2.
Could have connected. Wisconsin could have connected. It was there. Just didn't happen. And he virtually had zero time to throw. Iowa could have done a little bit better, of getting to him right away. But, that was that. Let's watch it one more time.
As of now, 4th and 2.
I was so happy. Oh my gosh. I was so happy because this was such a hard fought game, and to come out on top was just creme de la creme, baby.
Cole Fisher on the coverage, and Wisconsin has turned it over on downs, out of timeouts.
Gosh, darn it. Yeah, it's frustrating.
The frustration, they get what they want. You knew you were going to get man-to-man coverage. You got it across the board, and you can see the route from Magali is coming out.
Just a little wide.
It's a little early. Head's not around. Miscommunication. Perfect picture of what this whole entire game largely has been in the passing game. We knew it wouldn't be complicated coming in. It's going to be about some exotic scheme.
Josh Jackson right there. Second round draft pick. Not sure what the Packers are doing with him. In my opinion, he's shown that he's a pretty good corner. He just needs a shot somewhere. Get some PT. I think Josh Jackson's dang good cornerback.
You know what it was? Man to man. And can you execute? Can you get out of your break? Can you put the ball right where you need to put it? The answer, no, for Wisconsin, and because of it, Kirk Ferentz is moving to 5-0.
It has been 5 years since Iowa won a road game against a nationally ranked team. They won in Ann Arbor, beat Michigan 38-28 on October 16th of 2010.
You'll see prettier football over the course of a season. You absolutely will. But as far as a group that's together that believes they're different than their predecessors, look out, Big Ten West. A big, huge win.
And that was it, my friends. When I made the other video, somebody said that the Wisconsin game was the turning point. I don't really see it that way. I see the Wisconsin game as the start of the direction that Iowa was going. The actual turning point was against Pittsburgh.
Place and against a team you haven't beaten since 2009, that's going to do nothing but instill a whole bunch of confidence in those Hawkeyes.
5-0 is really good looking right now.
So is that girl, woman. Wow. Whoo. Smoking.
She wasn't pretty, but a win is a win. What did you see out of your guys, especially in this last minute?
First of all, for me, it was a pretty game.
It's funny. Kirk Ferentz kept saying all year, I don't know how good we are. Coach, you know how good you are. Come on.
I thought it was beautiful. So any win we get is good. Coming up here is always tough. They got an excellent team. So our guys were just, they played hard. It wasn't clean, but we played hard.
That's it. All right. Listen, folks, thank you for hanging out with me. It seems that you guys enjoy these videos. Iowa jumped after that win, jumped to 22nd. Be sure to go to 247hawkeye.com. Listen to the NHA podcast. You can find it anywhere and everywhere. It's growing rapidly. If you want to donate and support the show, support me. You can do it. I'll through PayPal. I'll put the link in the description in the bio. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, DBAP. Oh, also, sorry. Be sure to the best place to follow me is Nolan Hawkeye Anthony on Facebook or 247hawkeye.com. And then obviously, Twitter and Parler. I'll put that in the description. Without further ado, DBAP. Don't be a pussy willow. Facts or feelings, because your feelings just don't matter. Be sure to support. Love y'all. Thanks. Bye.